So Terrence Howard is trending again. You know, he always likes to say some controversial things. But during an appearance on the Club Random podcast with Bill Maher, he talked about turning down a big role in a biopic because of one deal breaker. Listen to this.
And there's a lot more drama in getting killed by your dad. That's a story. I'm sorry to be the studio head who has... But no, that's much more interesting. You would have been perfect as Marvin, and that is a story that needs to be told.
I will let you know what happened with that. I was over at Quincy Jones' house. I'm not dropping names. I'm just giving credibility to what I'm saying.
Never drop names.
But I'm asking Quincy. I'm hearing rumors that Marvin was gay. And I'm like, was he gay? And Quincy's like, yes. He went around it with everything, and I was like, no. And I'm like, I could not. They would have wanted to do that, and I wouldn't have been able to do that.
Well, you mean you couldn't kiss a guy on screen in a movie?
No.
Not even,
No, because I don't fake it. That would fuck me. I would cut my lips off.
See, you lost me. You lost me. My lips off. Stop.
No. So the line that lost me is, "I don't fake it, bro." Well, you're missing the point of the job, then, bro. That whole thing of like people like I have to live my role and become the person. Like it's called acting.
I know, and like there's ways of going around actual physical touch. Also, it's called acting.
I'm gonna tell you when it lost me. When Bill Maher started talking.
Well, that part. I'm so out on Bill Maher. Oh my God, I hate. Yo, by the way, damn, I missed giving him the button too.
About what?
What happened?
So this is flashing lights ish. If you didn't hear it, so the other day, you may have heard Bill Maher talking about how he decided to go to the White House to meet Donald Trump.
Yeah, he was licking boats, and now he's all enamored with Trump and all that.
After years of being a vocal critic, you know what? He accepted it, and guess what? You're not going to believe it, guys. He came back talking about how Donald Trump is not exactly who we think he is, and when you meet him in person and blah, blah, blah. By the way, all the most obvious things ever. If you know anything about this guy, that's part of what his whole thing is. It's all nothing. So he decides after, and if you guys aren't familiar with Bill Maher, he does his show on HBO every week. At times, he's been the most critical, and he's been fading in his progressive ideals as the years have gone on. One of these comedians who's obsessed with being anti-cancel culture, anti-being overly, quote, woke, and things like that. So he goes and kisses Trump's ass in the White House. And then the greatest comedic mind of our time, Larry David, decided to pen an op-ed to the New York Times. And Larry wrote an article called My Dinner with the Fuhrer, where he made up a story, pretending that it's real life, about going to have dinner at Hitler's house. And it's like a detailed story about, Hitler, he was so different in person. And when you hang out with him, the Fuhrer is so funny. And blah. It's a brilliant satire, completely destroying Bill Maher for going to sit with Trump. And now Bill Maher's panties are in a bunch, and he's super angry and upset with Larry David and wanted to come out and have the audacity to get mad at Larry David for invoking the idea of Hitler, and was like, it's offensive you would do that. But guys, by the way, I want to be clear about this. Bill Maher is one of these pro-Israel, quote-unquote Jews. He's not Jewish. Yes, his mother is Jewish, so biologically he gets a pass. His name is Bill Maher. No part about his brand his entire life has ever been Jewish. The only thing about that man is Jewish is that he's staunchly pro-Israel for no reason. The idea that he would have the nerve to talk trash to Larry David, whose entire life has been about being Jewish, for bringing up Hitler because you're the one who decided to go sit and bootlick during a time in which literally, guys, we're not exaggerating anymore, Hitler-like things are starting to happen.
Nazi Germany, Third Reich, it's popping.
Pay attention to these steps. If you watch the Hitler story, him going off, going to jail, coming back, step by step, guys, this is starting to follow something where it's completely reasonable to bring it up. And now this guy wants to cry because Larry David called him out because he wanted to run up and kiss Trump's ass. Sorry.
By the way, Bill Maher's origin story was based around being anti-organized religion, full stop.
Yeah,
Got a whole movie about it.
Except if you go, I remember at that time that movie came out when I was like 20. And I remember being like, it's weird. That whole movie was anti-religion, and I was waiting for the Jewish part because I'm Jewish. So I wanted the funny parts making fun of Judaism. Never happened.
Laura wants us to call this Jew Chinche.
This is Jew Chinche.
It's Jew Chinche.
I don't even like Bill Maher. He doesn't even deserve to be a part of Jew Chinche. He's a fraud.
Oh, God. That's your flashlight report.